Hey guys, welcome back to the Top Cheddar podcast. Today we got episode 7. Today's episode,
Yes.
News is starting to slow down here with the contracts, and we're starting to maybe move into some predicting. I believe the first NHL game is on September 29th. So it's August 6th today. So we're rolling in
close.
here. We're getting close. The NHL season is knocking on the door. Obviously we have 84 games this year, so they're increasing it by 2. So we get a little bit more hockey this year.
A little more treat.
So today's episode, we're going to talk about big time contract, one big time contract, very big contract, and then we're going to do 4 team predictions like we've been doing in the past episodes. So Christian's going to be presenting today. Christian, I got the Maple Leafs jersey on.
I see that. I do not.
How was Toronto?
Yeah, so Carson teed up a little filler question here for me. So I just took a little trip, obviously, as in between moves. We've been moving around. That's why I've been a little late on the episodes here. But I'm now in my new studio. So in the new place now, it's awesome. But I took a little trip to Europe to visit the girlfriend. I had a layover in Toronto. I did not leave the airport. So it was incredibly hazy from the smoke, though. So I could barely see anything coming down. But pretty nice airport. I liked it. Wasn't really a lot of hockey stuff. I did get Tim Hortons, though. Shout out my Canadians. I did get Tim Hortons. I had to. I've never had it before. It was good. It was really good. I just had a basic glazed donut. Or I had an apple fritter, which is pretty basic. I didn't have any of the mini. I think they're like Timbits, I think is what they call them.
I feel like I've heard that before.
But no, very nice airport. It was very good. So yeah, I would recommend going. Anyone. I would like to go back to Canada, obviously, for fishing or something. Me and Carson talked about doing that, and just maybe some hockey in the winter would be surreal. But
dude, that'd
be a later in life trip. We'll cover that another day.
Down to go. I would be down to go to a Habs game.
That'd be awesome. That'd be so awesome.
They're gonna be so good, so it's gonna be so much talent. All right, Christian. Before we start, I want you to guess, who do you think's on the back of this shirt? I would put my money that you cannot guess who's on the back of that shirt.
It's not Nylander, is it?
Yeah. Final guess.
I'll go with Nylander.
All right.
Or is it Nyes?
Johnny Tavares.
Wow, dude. Yeah, no, would not have guessed that one. I saw the 91 cover and I was like, damn, I could really see it though. It's in the
Islanders
bottom corner.
legend. I've had this shirt since 2020, bro. Since COVID. I remember I got it off of Amazon. John, and my only Maple Leafs merch, so. We're talking about them today, so that's why I'm wearing it.
Yeah. It's a little precursor, little. Ooh, I can't say that. We're getting canceled on the podcast here. If we come back, we're just getting raunchy. So, all right.
Okay, here we go. We got one contract today. This is the contract. It is a big contract. It can't get any bigger because this is now the biggest contract in the NHL. And unlike the Leo Carlson situation, we've thrown a lot of shade at Leo on this podcast. This is fully deserved. It's kind of funny because last episode we talked about how Macklin was saying how he was going to take a team-friendly deal. Now, I will say, 18.8, okay, that is a lot of money. That's going to be obviously a tough contract. However, for his talent, I feel like it's a little bit more justifiable. He had 115 points last season.
Yeah.
And the biggest worry for me here is I'm a stats guy, so it's regression to the mean, and you worry about it, but so you're wondering 115 points, is he gonna kind of ramp down after that season? But I honestly, with 2 years of experience now, two years in the NHL, I really do, and actually watching him play, he's gonna be a top producer for this team for years to come.
I mean, there's a lot of talent around him too coming up.
Yeah, he's the face of the franchise now. This is their window. And he's going to be their guy that's going to go get him a Stanley Cup. I would be baffled if San Jose somehow messes this up and doesn't bring a cup home in the time that he's there. So, and hopefully he's there for the rest of his career, because San Jose, they were obviously good in the early 2010s, and then they kind of fell off, and they're really bad here for a while, and now they're finally back on the map. And it's good for areas like that where hockey's not super popular. And now you're going to have a ton of people, new fans, coming in here and watching San Jose Shark hockey. And me and Christian can both say we love watching this kid. It was his first overall pick in fantasy last year. First overall pick in the NHL fantasy league. So.
Shout out Macklin Selasimi. I won the league too.
He did.
Oh no, that was everyone was like, who is this kid? And like, actually not who is this kid, but like we had a lot of people in the group that like weren't super knowledgeable hockey. They're like, they obviously knew like the big names, but then it's something like Draft Macklin, Celebrity, and they're like, okay. I think I gave up like higher players than him. I'm like, no, let me cook. So, but no, super fun watch. Super fun to watch this kid play. I can't. My brain is out of it right now.
No worries.
But yeah, I mean, kind of taking over for Carson here. It's like he said, his term is 5 years. Like, it would be awesome to see them bring home a cup. I need to slow down. We're gonna reset here. It'd be awesome for them to bring home a cup within 5 years that he's here. Be so fun. Better than the Panthers winning a cup. That's just in my opinion. We have a lot of friends from Florida, so if they watch it, I'm sorry. But what did we say the one episode? It was like, watch the Florida Panthers win a cup again, or have the universe implode.
Yeah,
Something like it was like Vegas versus Florida, or watch the universe implode.
Yeah, let's hopefully. Yeah. Let's not do that. Let's not have that Stanley Cup final. Let's see. You know what? I want to see Sharks Habs for the next 5 years, and I would be happy.
There you go. Yeah, no, yeah. And that's coming from Wild fans too. It's like we love seeing good hockey. We always say that, but like we do mean obviously, of course, Wild up here, but like we love just watching good hockey as a whole. Like, yes, would we love the Wild to win? Of course, we'd love them to win every year. But like, if they're not going to be in it, they're not going to be in it. We just have to face that truth. That's facing the music of sports. But it's super fun to watch what this kid has done to this team. And we've said this so many times with him, but he is, like Carson said, the face of the franchise. Could not put it better. I mean, when you think of the Sharks in the last, especially this last season now, you think of Macklin, Celebrini, if you know anything about this team. And Will Smith, the Will Matt combo. Like, there's a lot of young talent, and we talked about the draft a few episodes ago. It's like they drafted so much talent coming in here now.
Yeah, they're going to be loaded. They are going to
be a force to reckon with if they can rein in all the young talent and organize them to a set goal. Because, they're young. That's the downside of them being young, is they're inexperienced in this league, and they're going to get beat up. But if they can pull up the pants and go, great. It'd be super fun to watch the Sharks go. But yeah. I think that's all I got much to say about the contract.
Big time. Many years to come. I mean, he reminds me of Sid, to be honest with you. That
I could see that.
Just a young Sidney Crosby, and I just feel like Sid's been the face of the Penguins franchise for years. So I think this is going to be the turning point, not the turning point for the Sharks, but the turning point for the Sharks. And it's like you see Sid in Malkin. And I'm not saying Will Smith is Malkin, but it's kind of giving flashbacks to, like, you got this young Canadian center who's just lighting it up, and he's got his, it's his Batman and Robin duo here. And I really hope Will Smith, grows in that role too. He had a great season last year, and I think as Macklin grows, he's the type of player just like Sid, and it's a rare player to have where he elevates everyone around him. So if you're on Macklin's line, you're probably putting up 15 to 20 more points than you would have on any other line. So
he's a playmaker through and through.
And that's why he's getting paid the big bucks. That's why he's getting paid that much money. 115
better than
points.
Leo Carlson.
Yes.
But I would, what Carson said, I'm sorry to cut you off, but
no, you're good.
Like he said, he reminds me of Sid. It's like, I think that's why it's such a cool thing when they did play for Canada here like a little bit ago. That was such a cool crossover because it truly was. It was truly that Passover of generations. It's on you now, kid. So I think it was super cool. But yeah, I mean, again, we got 84 games this season, so we can get those if he can get those points up more. Yeah, I think if he hit us over if it's over 100, that's impressive for anyone. I mean, that's a super big century mark, of course. But 115. And what is he, 20 now? I'm like blanking.
No, I think he's under 20. I think he's probably like 18 or 19, I think.
Yeah,
he's
I
young.
Can't quite remember, but he's young.
And Will Smith's 21.
So yeah, a lot of young talent. Lot of young talent.
This is a great deal, and 5 years is plenty of time, I think, So.
Yeah, it definitely could hurt them in some regards, I think, down the line, but I mean, if he stays producing, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. I think, we got anything else on this one? We want to move on?
No, we can move on to the predictions now. And
yeah, it's going to be probably a little bit of a shorter episode, and that's, like Carson said at the beginning, news is slowing down a lot. But so instead of 2, we are now going to do 4. But yeah, so Carson wearing the shirt there, I'll let him kick it off here.
Yeah, we're starting with Toronto. So we're going from the bottom of the league to the top, and we're at this point now. Toronto, I believe, finished dead last in the Atlantic last year, which very surprising, especially when you look at the stat sheet. But the key here is look at those games played, and you really see, like, obviously Austin Matthews went out with a devastating injury for the team. Nylander only played 65 games. You didn't really have those top guys producing. Obviously, the big name here. And this is, I believe, off of, I'm pretty sure Puckpedia is the name of the website. They have Gavin McKenna starting at left wing up there. So it's like that's the big thing. And I also think here's what I think is the big thing we have to remember. We can obviously hold last season against them and say you guys finished dead last in the Atlantic. You were one of the worst, underwhelming teams in the NHL. Sure. You can also look at the bright side and say, well, you were injured up and down. You just drafted one of the top young talents who people are saying is going to be a kind of... I mean, it would be a bust at this point if this kid didn't come out and start putting up not Celebrini numbers, but like they're hyping him up. They're hyping him up. And so, I mean, they've hyped up first-round draft picks before, and but nonetheless, this kid is going to be good. He's going to elevate this team no matter what. And then they also go up and they pick up a defenseman from Tampa, Darren Radish. This guy he launches cannons from the blue line. Like, this guy has the fastest shot in the NHL. He's going to be piping them in from the blue line, so that's a great pickup there. At 8'5", now looking at that, right? I mean, 8'5", 30 years old, it's all right. But now looking at the contracts and where the trend is going, yeah, probably not a terrible contract, especially because it's year 1 of 8. And then they bring in Bob, a veteran goaltender. Now, I know Bob's been up and down these past couple of years, but that's how goaltending goes. And at the end of the day, they still have Stolars backing him too. So it's like Bob obviously could be a top-level all-world goaltender at any time, and he's shown that. He's probably been one of the best goaltenders of the past, 15 years.
Florida was very sad to see him go, and understandably so.
Yeah, we'll talk about Florida later and kind of show where that feels like a hole right now. So this team up and down the lineup looks really good in my opinion. I think Matthews is a dog, Nyes is a dog, McKenna's a dog, Tavares is a dog, Nylander's a dog, Easton Cohen, young kid, he's going to be a dog. They're loaded in that top 6. And then you got Darren Radish, Morgan Riley, like you got a good like top unit and depth too. And so, I mean, Nylander's their second line right winger here, and he put up 79 points in 65 games last season, and Tavares put up 71 and 82 as their second line center. It's like the production is there. And so I mean, Christian, sorry, I've been rambling here, but
nah, you're good. You're good.
I feel like this team, I'll give my prediction after you give your take, but I think they're in for I think we're in for a treat this year. I know Toronto's like known for like shitting the bed, but
that's I'm going to talk about a little bit about that. But I always like Carson having his prediction first, so I'll let him make his prediction first here a little bit. I always like to piggyback off it.
It's tough because the Atlantic's going to be an interesting division. And when I'm giving this prediction, right, ceiling floor, you got to really think about, well, there's other teams, right? In the Western Conference, right, Minnesota and Dallas you would consider really good teams. But I'm not going to put them at a ceiling of 1 because I know that Colorado's in that division. This division's a little interesting. Florida obviously finished very bottom, very low in the Atlantic last year too.
Let me pull up here.
Teams that were finishing higher, right, like Buffalo, they lost a lot of guys. So it's like there's a little bit of like uncertainty here where some teams that completely missed the playoffs could be at the top of the division this year. I'm going to say the ceiling for the Toronto Maple Leafs this year, I believe, is second in the division. And I say that because I just feel like Florida's going to be dangerous. Montreal is going to be dangerous. We'll see how Buffalo does. There's just a lot of uncertainty. And then you always have Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's always been there. So it's like, I'm going to say...
Tampa Bay was second in division for Atlantic.
I'm going to say ceiling 2, and I'm going to say floor 6. It's a competitive division, and they could very well miss the playoffs because, and I'm saying floor 6 because I said it earlier, they're known for shitting the bed sometimes. And
I think it's hard to think that Ottawa is going to beat them. Like, with McKenna here, and it's like, obviously with Brady Tkachuk being gone, I think Ottawa's in a tailspin, like, for figuring something out right now. But I will say Eklund, people don't give Eklund his credit. If you look at the stats, Eklund's actually a very similar statistically producing player to Brady. So, they got that replacement, but yeah, obviously
Ottawa, that's what I'm saying. The Atlantic is so unpredictable.
Yeah.
You got to look at the maximum production. They got the best young kid in the league right now. Not the best out of that rookie class. So and then they already have a great lineup. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2 and then floor 6 if guys get hurt because they couldn't stay healthy last year and we saw that happen. So
I was just about to say, I was touch on those two things like you were talking about. Yeah, Toronto's the anomaly of Canada besides Edmonton of what's happening. like what is going on? We obviously saw that with, Jesus Christ, Mitch Marner. I was like blanking. But we saw that with Mitch Marner. Everyone was why would you give Mitch Marner away? And you saw what he did with Vegas this year. It's like that's been the Toronto story for a long time, is them having talent, not using it, and then selling it off. And it's like, and then they go perform somewhere else. It's almost like they're like literally the training camp, it seems, for other teams. But yeah, I think the biggest player to keep an eye on this year, or biggest 2 players, is Matthews and McKenna, and how they perform together. One, Matthews not being hurt. If he can play a full season, great. I know there's a lot of people concerned about his performance and output. Obviously, he did good in the Olympics for Team USA, but I think a lot of people were a little concerned. A little light flicker there. I'm being haunted by Toronto's ghost, but like. I think that's the biggest thing, like you said, Carson, too, is we see their 60 games played last season because he just came back from the Olympics. He got hurt after the Olympics, yeah? He's worn
yeah,
down.
I think, it was after the Olympics, yeah.
And then, he was just out. But I think if you get his production up, and Gavin McKenna, if he is living up to the hype that everyone says he's going to live up to, oh, shit, watch out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a fun team to watch. I would like to see Toronto take it home. I mean, not take it home.
I feel like if you're going to hate on a team, like,
but,
but like, there's no point to hate on a team. Like, again, just like the Sharks, this is a fun, they're not necessarily as young, but like, there's a lot of good players, and we appreciate good hockey. And so, it's like, you appreciate good hockey. And so, if the Maple Leafs are going to be good and be a fun team to watch, yeah, I want that to happen, especially with McKenna. Like, that's going to be, in the card industry, pulling that young gun, it's going to be, if he produces and is going to be, living up to this hype, dude, that young gun is going to be, like, super hyped up.
yeah.
So,
no, yeah, 100%. But for standings, I'd probably do ceiling 5.
Really?
Yeah. No, sorry. I'm getting my floor mixed up. I'd say floor 5, ceiling 3. I'd probably do a tighter window than Carson, but I'd probably say around the same. So I'll go in between what Carson picked.
Fair enough.
But looking at the standings, I think Montreal's they're going to put up a fight again this year. And I'd rather see Montreal take it than Toronto. I think it's been known on the show that we're our Habs fans.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and obviously that's a Canadian rivalry in and of itself. But I'm really excited to watch McKenna play. I really hope they get elevated with him, because Toronto's been a hole. It's been a void. Like, no one knows what's going on with it. So, I mean, yeah, would they have won a cup since '64? Don't quote me on that.
I don't. Yeah, it's been a while.
They're the last.
Exact.
They're the last Canadian team to win a cup, I think. No.
I think that was in the 90s.
Canadians were, in the 90s. Yep, I'm getting mixed up.
Yep.
But still, Toronto, it was like 64. So, one of the original teams too, dude. I'm fairly certain. So it's like we got to get going here.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, yeah. So I hope McKenna can really lift it up. I hope he lives up to his hype. It's never fun to watch a burnout story. No one wants to watch that. So it's like, it's just not fun. But with the goalie thing, like Carson talked about, Bob, I think Florida's gonna be missing him soon, but we'll leave that more for the Florida discussion. Mm-hmm. But hey, I hope Bob holds up a net. I love watching Bob play too. So
Bob is so fun, yeah.
Yeah.
And Stolarz is a beast too. So it's like,
oh yeah, exactly.
If Bob's maybe, This could be like the Marc-Andre Fleury stint where he was in Minnesota. He would have some sparks, and then there was some times where he just looked atrocious.
And Swiss cheese,
and it's
molded
just
Swiss cheese.
Yeah, so we'll see, but yeah, it's good to always have that good goalie duo. Yeah.
All right.
The
Krakens. I'm going to be 100% with you guys. The Krakens are like a no-one team to me to watch, so I'm not going to act like I know a lot about the team. I definitely know some names on here, but I'll keep it tame.
All right. I can inform you a little bit. The social
I know
media,
Vince Dunn, Everly, all that. Yeah.
The social media narrative around Seattle is it's the void of mid. Like they are literally the mid team. Like
I know that. I definitely know that.
They'll always be like middle of the pack, but they're just bad enough to never make the playoffs. Obviously Seattle, I think 2021 they were a team, so it's like, young in the rebuild in a sense of it's been 5 years, so it's like
they've kept a lot of the same names. I definitely still notice a lot of the
same
names.
Like Matty Beniers was their top
Jared
selection,
McCann,
I believe.
Everly,
yeah,
you got
so
DeFord.
Yep, they got a lot of guys who stuck around. This
Vince
team is
Dunn.
interesting
Vince
because
Dunn's
it's just
another
like it just feels like their top guy is. It's supposed to be Beniers. He played 82 games last season and only had 50 points. So it's like it's really
What are we
tough.
doing? Yeah.
It's really tough because this team has some highlights, like more highlights than Calgary, in my opinion. You look at that stat sheet. You had Eberle at 55 points. You had Beniers at 50. You had Stevenson at 49. You even had Capo Caco at 40 in 65 games, and Jared McCann had 40 in 52 games. So those aren't terrible production numbers.
But it is the definition on mid.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
exactly.
it's like
And
it is
so,
the definition on mid.
Like, if this team wants to do anything, they're going to have to see career production out of a few guys, probably 3 to 4 guys. And their defense is just, in my opinion, kind of underwhelming.
Yeah.
Goalies, meh. Like, it's all right. Like, the Cord's decent. Grubauer's decent. Nothing to write home about. And Seattle's proven that over and over, I believe. I mean, I know they missed the playoffs last year. I think they're bottom 3. I want to say.
yeah.
I want to say they're bottom 3. I want to say that was Vancouver, Calgary, Seattle. I'll give my ceiling and floor right now.
They're bottom 3, yeah.
This team is not making the playoffs. Okay. I'll be tame and I'll be nice. You know I've been nice on this podcast. And I'm going to say it. I know Calgary sucks. I know Vancouver sucks. This team could also very well end at the bottom of the Pacific at 8. So I'm going to say their floor is 8 because if shit hits the fan, who's going to step up, right? No one. They don't. There's nothing there. I also think that this team could possibly, I'll say, ceiling 5. And that 5 would maybe, if the Central sucks, which...
I think they'd take the place of the Kings, honestly. I think Kings would give them that spot out of the others, flat out.
Okay. And I think that it's tough because there's no way that 5 teams are coming out of the Pacific to go into the playoffs. It's going to be most likely 5 coming out of the West, and then you got your top 3 in the Pacific. Because the West is loaded this year. I will get on. We already know the big 3 with Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota. How did I forget my Minnesota Wild? What? But you also have one, and when we get to this team, oh my God, I better hold it together because this team is gonna be so good. Utah Mammoth, they are gonna be good this year, and I'm like, people don't realize that, but I'll save that for another episode. And then the bottom half, it's like we already talked about. Chicago's getting better. St. Louis is kind of like a mystery. They could be good, they could be bad. The Predators have good play. It's like the West is a dogfight. Or the Central, sorry, I keep saying the West. The Central is a dogfight. So the Pacific is kind of like, you kind of have to place in that top 4, if not top 3, if you want to make it. I'm going to go 5 here. Ceiling 5, floor 8 for Seattle. I just don't think that they'll be able to compete for a playoff spot this year.
I would honestly agree. I mean, dude, I low-key think Pacific's going to end up the same way it did this season. Obviously, with like a few mixes in the top 4. But like, not a lot of teams are losing a lot of talent and gaining a lot of talent, except the Sharks. So it's like Edmonton's going to stay about the same.
They
lost Darnell Nurse. Yeah, like we already. Poor
episode 1.
Poor homie got shit on by us. But like, not much is changing there. The Kings lost Anze Kopitar, but that's a big hurt. I know he wasn't producing as much because he was like super old and he was retiring, but like he's still a leader and is still a pillar of that team.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to figure out how to fill it because obviously they lost him in the playoffs, so they didn't really have a chance to see what he was like early in the season if he were to leave. And then you got Vancouver.
Yeah, Calgary.
I got Calgary.
You got Seattle. This division.
I think we know who the bottom 3 are going to be.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, like I said earlier, we're kind of cutting off Carson. It was like, I think if they were to take anyone's place, it'd be the Kings dropping down a little bit and them going up 1. I think that's about it.
Hot take. I might throw my team in if you're going to throw a team in. Fuck it, Anaheim. They did jack shit.
Yeah, no. What am I talking about? Yeah, Anaheim lost a lot of talent.
I think Anaheim might. I think people are like, oh, this is. I don't. It's a question. Are they going to make the playoffs this year? We don't know. I mean, I know they got a great top line with that young talent, and there's a lot of negative around, the contract situation. But
watch Leo put up like a 120.
You look at yeah. Hey, and we could come back to this and say our sorry, but for now it's like. We're going on tangents here talking about other teams, but when we get to Anaheim, you're going to see how gutted that defensive core is. Jackson
Oh,
Combs
God,
still there,
yeah.
so that's great. But oh my lord, that defensive core is gutted. Anaheim still might make the playoffs, but only because if Anaheim was in the Central, oh, they would get eaten alive. They would get eaten alive. They will literally be benefiting off of the fact that the Pacific is the worst division in hockey, and that is it. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say about Seattle, other than I just don't think there's much here. So
I'd say but I'd say ceiling 4 for me.
oh, okay.
Generous 4.
Sneaky
Generous 4. Floor 7.
Okay. So you
I could see
really are
them.
confident that Calgary and Vancouver are going to be one of those shit shows that just can't get it together and will end up at the bottom. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all.
What big pickups did they get? Like, again, it's not all coming down to the players. It comes as a coaching strategy. I understand that too.
Yeah.
Where's the coach? Like what? Yeah, no. So,
No,
and again, I don't want to see bad hockey. No one does, but it's just like, it's so hard to be a believer. And again, we're not fans of the team, so we're not delusional like Minnesota. But like, come on, if you know Minnesota sports teams, me and Carson have plenty of delusion in us. We can't give it to everyone.
Fair enough.
But yeah, we won't rant too long on this. So I would stick with that. I'd say 7 and 4. Yep, respectively. But we'll see. I'd like to be wrong. All right.
This team,
On to Winnipeg.
This team is interesting. This is another three of the 4 teams. Seattle sucks. That's the baseline. But the other 4 teams, it's like you look at their lineup and it's like, how did this team end up at the bottom of the Central? Like, I know the Central is a tough division, but it's like, you had Scheifele, 103 points.
Kyle
And he's
Connor at
33
92.
years old. And Kyle Connor at 92.
Velarde still producing.
Yeah. And then you got Josh Morrissey at the deal. He's a defenseman and he put up 55 points. It's like, and then I know there's a little bit of a fall off, but it's like when you have that much production, typically when you have a 103, a 100 plus point scorer, and then you have another guy there that's almost at another 100. I mean, I know a lot of those points are probably off of each other, right? There's probably a lot of good chemistry there. This team looks good. It's just that the Central is so tough, and I think
I was just about to say, I think it's a product of just the dogfight that happened.
and so I think that they just probably caught some bad luck. I don't know much about that second line center Bork, I think is how you pronounce it. He's 18. I've heard his name though, and I think he's supposed to be something decent here. So who knows? Obviously they haven't projected a second line center, so this could be a new young kid, possibly be that kind of young boost for the team. I recognize Nino down there on the third line left.
Oh yeah,
wing,
that's an old name.
Yep. Obviously Minnesota Wild legend there.
It's like I know the name, but it's like he needs to produce more. It's like,
yeah. And then you
what are we
got obviously you got the Secretary of Defense, Connor Hellebuck.
I was about to say.
He's
the golden goalie.
The Team USA. The Chuck brothers call him the Secretary of Defense because he locked down that gold in that gold medal game. And you got Connor Hellebuck, and like I was listening to the Wingmen podcast, the Chuck brothers podcast, and like they brought him on, and this guy, the amount of work he puts into his goaltending like craft is insane. Like he does like the psychology behind it. And he said on the podcast when he woke up, he knew he was gonna be locked down that day. He just knew it. He felt it. And yeah, he's
God,
doing.
He did.
Exactly. And Helly, I mean, never should pay for a meal or a beer in the United States ever again. I mean, this guy should, be all expenses paid.
Should have a credit card that just says yes.
Yeah, exactly. Because this guy, as an American, me and Christian as Americans, we watched that game and we were like,
sorry, Canada.
yeah, this guy, I know we've been kind of throwing some shade at Canada, so. But this guy, yeah, I mean, I'm glazing Connor Hellebuck. But again,
he deserves it.
It shows. He's, so you got good goaltending. Obviously Skinner. Is that Stuart Skinner?
That's what I was wondering too. It's 74, I think it is. So yeah.
Okay, so
did he? I thought. How many times did he get traded this year?
I don't know.
I thought he got traded like 3 times.
Sorry, guys,
then.
we don't keep up with like the Stuart Skinner trade.
Yeah,
locations.
no, Skinner.
I think I saw a Stuart Skinner highlight today of him like going out for a puck in the corner and he lost it and it was a wide open net. It might have been someone else. It was an Oilers goalie. I don't want to shit on Stuart Skinner, but like, yeah, it's just I don't know. Helly's there though, so that's good. Helly is a amazing goaltender.
I mean, but as much as Carson's talking about him, I think this is the star of the team. As weird as that sounds, like
Really?
Connor Hellebuck and net, dude, that's like
Fair enough,
Winnipeg.
but you got
like,
Scheifele and
like,
Connor on that top line. I feel like
that
they're
is
pretty...
true, but they're producing, but it's like, dude, the points drop off heavy. It's like Morrissey is like 55 and then 32. It's like,
I know, it's
okay.
kind of weird because everyone was like, Winnipeg sucked. And when the top 100, like the guys who put up 100 over, you ask people, oh, who put up over 100 this season? They name every name. Mark Scheifele would be the guy because they're like, Scheifele at 100? Because it's just the most subtle 100.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, it's the most subtle 100 points I've ever seen. Like, not maybe ever, but for me watching. So I'll give my prediction. I think this team does have the roster to get to 4th place in the division. Now, in a different division, I would say that they could most definitely make a run for a top 3 spot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going a lot off of last year and the fact that they didn't necessarily do a lot in the offseason.
I think if you drop them in the Pacific, then you would have that, like, literally top 3 fight.
Yeah.
Flat out.
Yeah, and on paper, this team looks good. Let's just see the production. It clearly didn't happen last year. It doesn't look like there were too many crazy injuries. A lot of 82, high 60s, high 70s, so not a ton of injuries there. So yeah, I'm gonna say ceiling 4, and I really just don't see this team placing last in the Central, so I'm gonna say floor 6.
Yeah, I'd say probably. What would you think is place in floor? You obviously got Chicago holding down the bottom, of course.
Which
Now,
they got
maybe
better,
not.
so that's why it's
Maybe
kind of
not.
tough. And
Yeah.
Nashville's not terrible. They're old.
And that's
But,
why
like-
it's tough with the Central Division for us watching. Obviously, like watching closely. Obviously, this is the division closely watched for us. But
And
like,
Christian,
yeah.
I just want to make the point here quick. When we were going into last season, Winnipeg was projected to be like top of this division, like top 2, top 3 in this division. Maybe even some people had them winning
completely
the division.
flipped.
Because on paper, it looks like they should be. So,
Yeah.
and Winnipeg has been good in past years. So it was just kind of an odd season.
Because
So
I
I'll
feel
let
like we have a lot of unassuming names on the Wild. Like genuinely, I feel like we do.
Yeah.
And it's like obviously, yes, you have Kirill Kaprizov, Matt Boldy. I'm not talking about them, but it's like we have a lot of random names on our team, just like every other team, of course. But like I feel for us, it's like you don't hear about our understars. Like no one's going out and talking about Joel Eriksson-Ek. That's not like
Yeah.
a name that's being thrown up, but yeah, he's a producer on our team.
Yeah,
and every
like-
team, of course, has that to the fans. Of course, we're closest to it, so we know that. But like, I think it's like with Winnipeg. Yeah, you look at this list, and I think they probably have the same kind of story where it is. It's like you have Scheifele and Connor holding up the top, but there's a lot of under like producers here. Like I can't think of a better word to describe it, but it is like the underdogs underneath them. It's like so we'll see. But yeah, I mean. Chicago's just so bad this last year. And it's like St. Louis is an enigma to me every year. Long live the no. Long live the no.
We'll
like,
see what they do. I mean,
Yeah,
they lost
so
Kyrou, obviously.
I
Picked up McTavish.
yeah, I completely forgot about that. Oh my god, I completely forgot
That's
about
why
that.
I've been kind of
Yeah.
iffy on the Blues. Obviously, they still have Robert Thomas, so it's like
Yeah.
still they're
One
big
of the
guy
bigger
there.
names.
And
Yeah, one of the bigger
I
names.
believe their young goaltender. I forget his name. Hofer.
That sounds right.
He's I'm pretty sure he's highly like people are talking him up like he's gonna be good. And then obviously they got Jimmy and
Yep,
they
yep,
got,
Snuggerud, yep.
so I mean they're gonna be good. And then they got Mason McTavish too from Anaheim. Who knows?
So,
It's
yeah.
like kind of a second win.
So it's kind of an enigma. I think Winnipeg and St. Louis could probably hold their spots if not fight each other in that then. I don't see the Avs being lower than 4 again this year. I don't see us being lower than 4 this year. I don't see the Stars being lower than 4. I really don't.
I have
just
my
like,
top
really
4.
don't.
I
Yeah,
have my
it's-
top 4 in the Central.
I think
pretty
it's going to be a
solidified.
fight in the lower half. I think
Yeah.
Winnipeg's fighting for the lower half top. So it's like, I think that's just known who can sneak into that 4th. And Carson's obviously going to talk about Utah. But it's like, yeah, I think we know who the top 4 are going to be again. I think it's going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and it sucks, obviously. And like, maybe we'll be wrong.
That can
Obviously,
change
we're-
though, you know.
Yeah, it can. It always can. That's hockey.
It's the
so it's just like,
injuries, you know.
it really
Team
does.
gets injured
Yeah.
and that's it. And
But what'd you say your ceiling and floor was?
ceiling 4 and floor, I believe I said was 6.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Hey,
I think they're gonna be.
our first prediction agreement.
I think they're gonna be trying to fight for the kings of the lower half of the Central.
Yeah.
And so and that's nothing wrong with that. That's like, it shows a lot of improvement if they go 3 standing positions. But I just top 3 for sure are gonna stay similar it's either going to be like Utah going up and one of us going down. That's I think.
Yeah,
what's
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like, we didn't get any better in the offseason. I'm a little worried. If we don't play,
I'm definitely a little worried as well.
If we're not locked in this season, for viewers, we're talking about Minnesota. Yeah, we could slip out of the playoffs. I'm not joking, because yes, we have a great top line, but you look at like who we added, and it's like there's some guys.
All right.
There's some guys who we're gonna need to step up, because we lost Matt Zuccarello, who had, I believe, 54 points last year, and then Vladdy, he was like third in goals for us. He had like 20 some goals. He was producing for us too, so that's going to be tough. And there's not really any young guys coming up that. Well, actually, there is a young kid out of Michigan State that a big center that we drafted, and he's possibly could make the starting lineup this year.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll get to that later, but for now, Central's a dogfight. It's gonna be interesting. So,
God, what happened to that Dylan Larkin guy?
Dude, fuck. We'll get to the Red Wings later.
But yeah, I think we'll stick with those standings. We'll move on to our last one of the day.
All right, this is a fun one, because this is another team that ended just like Toronto, just like Winnipeg. The Florida Panthers ended, I believe, second to last in the Atlantic last year. They were terrible, but this is justifiable, and this is why I feel a lot more confident. Look at these games played. This is atrocious.
Yeah.
The injuries,
the plague, the bubonic team, dude.
You had Matthew Tkachuk playing 31 games last year. That is
Marchand played 52.
Oh my gosh. But then you look and it's like Marshy in the 52 was averaging over a point per game. Same with Matthew Tkachuk. And then you had guys like Rhino at the top
Just
there,
under. Just
almost
under 1 point.
and then you got Sam Bennett. And then you look at this lineup. Brad Marchand is their third line winger. Like, holy, like that is
talent.
This is a deep forward group. It's hard to say that these guys aren't going to be in a spot to be competing.
I think they're going to be feeling on the other side of the ice with their defense and goalie, though.
Yeah.
I think that's a big concern, especially with Bob being gone. Dude, the goalie situation,
that's been the talk.
Schmid.
Schmid's probably like this underground goalie that all the Florida fans are like, this guy's goalie.
doesn't even know what he's talking about. And like, dude.
And maybe he is, and we're just
we don't know. I just don't know the name. But like, I know Markstrom, obviously. Markstrom's, I mean, is he a Bob though?
I have a little bit of beef with Markstrom. I had him in fantasy last year.
Talk to him, Carson.
I had him in fantasy last year. The night he let in 9 goals against the Islanders, and he got me negative 15 points.
They kept him in for 9.
Yes, they didn't pull him. They just left him in to die. And I was just sitting there. I remember I was in a movie. I was watching Timothy Chalamet's what's his new ping pong movie that he came out
Marty
with?
Supreme.
Marty Supreme. I was in the movie theater watching Marty Supreme. I kept looking at my fantasy. It just kept going negative and negative.
You know what's crazy is that Carson has his phone on in a movie. But, that's okay. I'm a movie purist, but that's fine.
I went into the movie and he was at like -3. And then I'm just like, okay, this can't get much worse, right? No, it got a lot worse.
Weren't you playing me that week?
Yeah, it was something. No,
you were playing me. You're like, I swear to God, you're playing me because I was just laughing because like we were kind of close, and then and you just tanked whoever you were playing against. Like
goalies are a gamble in fantasy hockey because if they have a shutout, they can get you like 12 points. But if they have a horrific night, they're gonna be in the negatives.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yep.
I mean, it's like defensive football, but not as bad. But
yeah.
Carson pretty much took the words out of my mouth for obviously his like talking about the Panthers already. I mean, very offensive heavy, forward heavy. All right, yeah, I'm just the negative Nancy, I guess, today of like the predictions, but it's like we'll have the yin and yang. I think you're gonna be feeling it in your defense. Obviously, yes, Ekblad and Forsling, they're gonna hold it down. I can't say I know. Is it Mikola? I actually don't know that name for some reason. That's spacing right now for me.
11 points in 68 games, so I mean...
Kulikov, no Jones, and no Gudas, but like...
Kulikov, I believe he used to be a Wild player. Gudas, he's from the Ducks, and then Seth Jones. I mean, Seth Jones has been a great defenseman for many years, so...
So maybe I could be wrong, but like, I think goalie... I'll say goalie. I'll say goalie. Yeah, I'll stick with the goaltending side of the net, the defense. It's like, I think you're going to be feeling that. I think you're going to be feeling Bob being gone. And Bob's such a staple of that team. Like, again, it's like the same thing with the Canes. Like, players are more than players. At a certain point, they are the team. It's like Sid and the Penguins. They're interchangeable. Like, they're the same thing.
Yeah.
When you think of the Penguins, you think of Sid. Now, I'm not saying Bob is that same way for the Panthers, but he was a very big pillar of that team, and you could rely on him, and that does change the psychology of how you play. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if as soon as you start worrying about who's in the net for you, it changes a little bit. But again, if you're also just hammering pucks in the other net with the four, then why do you got to worry about it?
Yeah, this is a deep forward, deep top 9 here. So it's like you really do think, like, I do think that this team could outscore if bad goaltending does arise. We have seen it many times where, like, teams will be on the playoff fringe because they have great offense, but their goaltending is just atrocious. So,
Edmonton, literally Edmonton. That's the story of Edmonton.
I'll give my prediction here. I think Florida does have, if Markstrom ends up being the guy that he has been before, he has obviously goaltending, that's goaltending in general. Carey Price, one of the best goaltenders, had down years at times. So it's like, goaltending, you can have down years. Let's assume for the ceiling that Markstrom has.
They're just like a stock market, dude.
Yeah. let's assume he has a great year. This team can be number 1 in the Atlantic. That's undoubtable. If you don't think that, I feel like that's just unfair because you look, both the Tkachuk brothers, you have Barkov, Reinhart, Sam Bennett, Brad Marchand, and then on top of that, you still have like a decent defense core in Ekblad, Forsling, Jones. You know, you got Vet and Radko Gudas in the back. You got Markstrom, who I know, like we were just talking about, but if he has shown signs of he can be there, right? I believe he was he made it to the Olympics, so you know he's not a complete throwout. Like he can play. So I'll say, this is going to be a big range, but top of the Division 1 in that question mark, I think that they could finish at 5 in the division, 5 or 6, because
I think
I'm gonna go 6. I'm gonna go 6 because of how competitive the Atlantic's going to be this year.
I would do very similar. I'd do ceiling 2. If everyone stays healthy, yes, 1 question mark. So I'll agree to disagree. Yep. But if everyone stays healthy, and again doesn't have literally the dark ages put over them again, then I think you could see a 1 or 2 positions. I'll do that 1/2, and then if everyone stays healthy, and then I'd also say floor same as Carson, if not 5. So I'll stick with floor 5. I think they're gonna come up a lot.
I think they'll make the playoffs
if they don't get kicked out of the league for beating the shit out of everyone. So
these guys are gonna be rats.
Goon squad, dude.
And they're showing. There's no way they don't have the Tkachuk brothers out there on the same line, right? I mean, they got.
They'll definitely definitely like a power play combination. They'll
try to figure it out. I mean, this is just projected from Puckpedia, but there's no way. Like opening night, they gotta have 8 and 19 out there, bro. There's
I'm so excited for the season to start with the show for like you guys listening because we're gonna have so much more stuff to talk about.
I believe they're opening night. I believe they're the opening night team.
Well, aren't they in? Oh God, voice crack. Because the Toronto's doing Winter Classic this year, I think. Yeah, and then but
I believe Winter Classic is
isn't Toronto
Utah,
in it?
Colorado.
Oh, okay, I'm completely wrong.
Okay, because they do the Winter Series or something like that, and then they do the Winter Classic.
Yes, that's right. Yes, they do like the
outdoor
2 different
series
things now.
So I don't know. We'll see. But again, a lot of fun hockey to watch. They're doing doing a lot to expand the game. Like they're doing, these outdoor games. They're doing, Monday. I believe it's Monday, like 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock games, so that people in Europe can watch. Like
it is Utah and Colorado.
They're expanding their their broadcasting. Catering to that European, because Europeans, that is just naturally a hockey. They like hockey over there. They like hockey over there. They'll probably like hockey more than they like football over there. I mean, most I would be pretty confident.
I would pretty confident agree.
Football is an American football. Soccer probably is more popular, but
probably it is. But
most definitely,
most definitely, yeah. But no, like I kind of got on a tangent. Yeah, so excited for the regular season to start for everyone listening, even for me and Carson to talk about it. Because we can talk about power play combinations. We can back top Cheddar of the week. Mm-hmm. So much fun stuff to talk about.
Watch some highlights.
Yeah, exactly.
We can react to Minnesota Wild game highlights after they get blown out 3-0 or 4-0. Whatever. When we're complaining about the Wild and the state of the team, we can be watching the highlights right here.
Exactly. And to allude to some future episodes, I think Carson also just burnt a hole in his wallet this week, getting a little hobby box action going. So
Yes.
look out for that coming. But
We did pretty good on the last card opening episode. We did say in episode 1 we're going to dabble in some cards, dabble in some Chell. So we dabbled in some cards. I have actually 2 openings still in the bank here, so just kind of saving them for when it feels like, we might not be able to record a podcast this week. So I'll upload this. So
yep.
We'll
Do
say
some cheddar and Chell.
kind of pulled some bangers. Kind of pulled some bangers out of the hobby box.
So yeah, if you haven't watched that one, go check it out. I actually haven't watched it myself, I'll admit,
The
because I was traveling.
The episode up right now is 2 retail blasters. Pulled absolute heat out of them, like over $100 in value out of them.
I got 2 FaceTimes from Carson, by the way. When I was like, I'm like, I literally missed his calls. I called him back. He's like freaking out, and I'm like, yo.
Like the retail blasters just blessed me, dude. $25
Yeah.
a blaster. I got 2 of them, so $50, and I.
So don't spoil what you got, but yeah, go check them out.
Yep.
But yeah, some more content to come. But yeah, thank you for bearing with us. Obviously, in the slower period, it's definitely getting a little monotonous, of course, at times. But hopefully, you guys like our rants about what we talk about in the divisions. But yeah, we're keeping it chugging along. And yeah, I mean, I don't have much else to say for this week. Like, it's a super slow news week, of course. So, but obviously, if there's any news, you'll find it here. But super excited for the regular season to get started. We're getting so close, even just preseason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will let Carson wrap up his side. Again, as always, guys, thank you for listening. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We're 21 subscribers now, so we're growing, and we want to continue to grow. That's the whole. I mean, this is kind of a hobby, we mentioned that last, but if it grows to a point where it's like, it's like, oh, we got an audience, we're gonna take that seriously and do what we will with the podcast, So it's a dream. It's not the goal of the it's not like like if we don't make it, we're just quitting the podcast, right? No, it's. Me and Christian do enjoy just chopping it up.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about, we said this all the time. We talk about hockey. It's just putting a camera to it.
Yeah, exactly. so
yeah,
it's like, if it grows, that's amazing. And so to the 21 subscribers out there, thank you guys. Thank you. We truly do appreciate it. Every time I see that subscriber count go up, it's
and anyone who's subscribed in the future watching this, if they want, go to the past and watch it. So,
yep.
But yeah.
So thank you guys. And that's episode 7 of the Top Cheddar Podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.